y hombre, hiciste historia, ¿no? Siendo el primer anotador de un gol en la Copa Oro. Ese dato, ¿cómo significa eso para ti en lo personal?
Bueno, primero te voy a decir que gracias a Dios cuando se dio eso en su momento es casi lo mismo como te lo digo ahora. Eh, en todo lo que hago siempre me brindo al máximo y lo doy todo con pasión, con compromiso, para sentir satisfacción de hacer las cosas bien. Y creo que eso ante todo ha sido algo que me gusta hacerlo porque lo hago bien y cuando he jugado me he entregado al máximo, me he entregado siempre eh, eh, con todo, hasta inclusive en ese momento lloramos porque perdimos la final,
Sí,
acuérdate.
sí.
¿Eh? Entonces, tengo muy gratos recuerdos de esa selección, de ese inicio de Copa Oro, porque también me ayudó para que pudiera salir a nivel internacional. Luego de ahí tuve la posibilidad de poder arreglar mi contrato con la gente de México, con las Cobras de Ciudad Juárez, que ahí tuve la posibilidad de jugar con Clay Koeman, por cierto, que era jugador de Estados Unidos ahí.
Sí.
Entonces, creo que me favoreció y me ayudó muchísimo. Esa es una de las ventajas que tiene el jugar el torneo de la Copa de Oro para nuestro sector, aunque algunos no le dan la importancia correcta, es importante porque le brinda al jugador una proyección importante a nivel internacional.
Sí, es cierto, muy cierto. Y cuando, pues después del partido, eh, ¿pudiste darte cuenta de lo que habías logrado, que fue un gol tan histórico? ¿Pasó por la cabeza eso o no?
No. Te voy a decir que en el momento que lo hice, no. Porque línea fina, me voy a agrandar un poco, ¿ok? Los goleadores somos así, estamos acostumbrados a hacer goles. Entonces, cuando estás acostumbrado a hacer goles, haces uno, haces otro, no dice, no pasa nada.
Muy bien, pues hablando de goles, hiciste 3 en ese torneo de la Copa Oro. El gol contra Canadá, el gol histórico, y
Costa
luego
Rica.
Costa Rica, y luego en la semifinal, ¿no? En la semifinal. Así que 3 goles en el torneo, segundo máximo goleador en el torneo. Bueno, es un gran logro, ¿no? Para meter tantos goles en una Copa Oro.
Tengo ese dato estadístico, me lo dieron la vez pasada, me dijeron que en nuestro país pues soy el máximo goleador, me dijeron. Pero cuando uno pueda decir, hey, logramos el campeonato, we have the champion,
Yeah.
ahí está el tema. Y nos hemos quedado a un paso siempre. O sea, nosotros no hemos llegado a ese nivel de poder levantar un torneo de esa envergadura, de esa calidad y decir, hey, lo logramos. Y lo que ahora representa, porque el ganar ese torneo te representa también jugar otro torneo después a nivel internacional de importancia, ¿no? Con los europeos.
Pues Eduardo, todo un gusto, ¿no? Hablar contigo. Gracias por el tiempo. Me ha gustado muchísimo.
No hay problema, no hay problema. Gracias a ti, ha sido un placer y bueno, éxitos y que lo mejor de Dios venga para nosotros.
Bueno, igualmente. Fuerte abrazo. When you think back to that 1991 Gold Cup, you know, what comes to mind about your experience in that tournament?
Well, for us, if you remember that period, Bora Milutinovic had come to our side, and we were a nation, obviously, had just played in the World Cup for the first time in 40 years, and we had the World Cup coming to the U.S., and it was a time where we needed to take the next step.
Yeah.
You know, and the next step for us was to try and now be dominant in our region, right? We couldn't think about competing with the rest of the world until we thought about competing in our region and being at the top of our region all the time. And you know, 1991 Gold Cup, we ended up developing a belief within the region that every time we play a Concacaf nation, that we should win. And that's not always going to happen, clearly, but the mindset needs to be that you're going to win all the time. And I think it was in that tournament that we started to establish that.
Wow, so that belief kind of solidified in the 91 Gold Cup. I mean, it wasn't an easy start. You guys kind of had a tough start with Trinidad. You managed to rally and win, and but then you get to that semifinal with Mexico, and that seems like it was also kind of a pivotal semifinal as well with Mexico. That was kind of like the first sign that that the U.S. was going to go toe-to-toe with Mexico for a long time, or until present day.
Yeah, well, you mentioned it. It's funny. I go back to that Trinidad game and the slow start. Most people probably the story's been told a few times. Most people probably don't know, or maybe they forgot the story. So our bus never showed up to the hotel. So we were waiting and waiting, and kickoff was coming, and we were going to. That was in the was that in the Rose Bowl? I think that one.
Yeah. Okay.
And then only reason I know, because I hadn't been to the Rose Bowl all that much at that point in my career, and so our bus never showed up. So we had some guys that were living in California, including Bora Milutinovic, and at one point we finally said, "We got to get in the cars. We got to go to the game." So here we are, myself, Marcelo Balboa, I think Paul Caligiuri. We're in Bora Milutinovic's Cadillac, driving to the game. And if you know Bora, he's 24 hours a day talking about football, and talking about stories and places he's been. And we're driving to the game, and he has no idea where he's going. None whatsoever. And all I can think about is, we're never going to make this game. This is our first Gold Cup game. We're not even going to make it. So it was basically, as I recall it, and I probably have a little bit of it wrong because it was 1991, but we left the hotel that we were at, and the idea was, forget what the starting lineup is, what I gave you for the last 24 hours. The first 11 guys that make it to the stadium, those are the guys that are going to play. It's basically, I believe we all made it there, but that's how we left the hotel. Costa Rica was a fun game. That one was back and forth, and that one was a battle. We went up, they went up 2-1. We ended up winning 3-2 in that one, but that was a very good Costa Rican side. And then for me, you mentioned Mexico, and that was the semifinal game. And I can remember I was injured. I was playing that game injured, and that for me was the start of 2-0. And every time it comes up now, and of course, there's been ebbs and flows in this rivalry for years, but for me, that was the first time that I think Mexico said, "Oh man, we have someone else to think about in CONCACAF. We have somebody else to worry about." And this U.S. team, we were young at that point. We were maybe a little bit naive to what, who Mexico was on the world scene and all of that stuff. But I don't think we cared in the end. Yeah. It was and that was the start of making that a fun rivalry.
I don't know if you would consider it your best game of the national team. You had so many, but I would have to think it's up there. Like you had an excellent performance in goal. Where would you rank it, or would you put it among your best?
It was a good tournament for me, but I think more importantly, outside of any personal goals that I had, the number one goal was we needed to establish ourselves as a force in the CONCACAF region, and there's no doubt in my mind that was, remember, in 1990 Mexico was disqualified from the World Cup. They couldn't go to the World Cup, so we didn't have that as a challenge. Mexico wasn't a challenge at that time, as much as they would have been had we had to play them. There's no doubt, and they're always a challenge. This was the time that we finally in a 3-year period leading up to 94 where we had to really establish ourselves, and I think we did a pretty good job of that.
Ironically, I talked to Eduardo Bennett from Honduras yesterday. He was on that 91 Honduras team that you all played in the final. And kind of an odd final, right? It happened 2 days after the semifinal. So you guys, you played the semifinal, and then 2 days later you're playing the final, and kind of just like this slugfest. Is like both teams look, kind of worn out and everything, and then you have to go to extra time and penalties and everything. What do you recall about that final?
Fernando Clavijo, the last kick to win it there. It's we were in a final, and we were in a final of a competition where we could win a medal. The U.S. hadn't won all that many medals in men's football, and this was an opportunity for us. That was a very good Honduran side as well. It was not an easy night for us by any stretch of the imagination, and we endured this thing, and we were a little bit beat up for sure. It was a grind for us. The Mexico game took a lot out of us a couple nights before. I want to say we only had, it was a 48-hour turnaround from finals to, because I remember that this was really the first time in my career that we had gone in and we ever had to worry about recovery and recuperation, and the next day we basically did nothing. And I remember having this thigh injury that I had in the Mexico game and thinking, man, this isn't getting any better. I need, if I had another day, I would have probably felt it right, but those weren't in the cards. But yeah, it was a grind, and we ended up winning a medal, and that's always really important.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
all the
man.
best to you. Tell Dunny I said hi. He's a good guy. I like him.
I will. Yeah. Thanks. Anytime you need me, just let me know.
Sounds good. Thanks.
All right, pal. Take care.
All right, take care. Bye.
Anticipation written on the faces of these Honduran and American players. Over 40,000 tickets out at the LA Memorial Coliseum in Los Angeles, California for the 1991 Gold Cup Final. A look at this young American side. Tony Miola, just 22 years old, starts in goal for the United States. Bruce Murray has scored 15 goals in his international career, 2 so far in the tournament, while Chris Henderson is only 20 years old and will play a starring role in this match. Captains to meet with the referees in a moment's time. A look at the starting lineup for Honduras. Domo Flores, part of Olympia's 1988 Concacaf Champions Cup side. Luis Calitz, 3 goals, 1 off the Golden Boot. Eduardo Bennett can say the same. 3 goals for the 22-year-old, as well with Flavio Ortega as the manager. The referee in this first Gold Cup Final, Arturo Carter. A Mexican with 6 years as a FIFA referee, having worked World Championships at the U17 and the U20 level. The stage is set. The lineup's being announced to what is a very mixed crowd of Hondurans and Americans in Los Angeles. Perhaps not the final that everyone had anticipated. A Central American side reaching the very top of CONCACAF's crown jewel competition in its first ever running, and a United States side just a year off their first World Cup in decades, closing in on their first major international title. The excitement is building as fans who dreamed of watching a competition of this ilk in the region have seen those dreams come true. Kickoff inching closer in Los Angeles. What an atmosphere in Los Angeles, California to kick off the inaugural Gold Cup Final. Fans from Honduras and the United States in the tens of thousands as the U.S. looks for their first ever major international crown, and Honduras, a Central American side, perhaps a bit of a Cinderella story, well supported in this first final. Bora Milutinovic leads the United States men's national team into this final. Call it Bora Ball if you'd like. Formerly the manager for El Tri, the Mexican men's national team from 1983 to 1986. Meanwhile, for Honduras, the former manager at Real España, Flavio Ortega, 62 years old, Brazilian-born, former Golden Boot winner in Honduras for marathon. Referee taking one additional look at one of the nets. These American fans have only dreamed of this kind of run. This many wins in a row is simply unprecedented for the United States men's national team. 4 straight. But to do it in a major competition, to do it against Mexico in the semifinal, only underscores how magnificent this run has been. Well, perhaps the fact that the net has a bit of an issue will allow the fans to arrive if they are late to the party. But Honduras dealt with an earthquake in the lead up to their opener against Canada. They had trouble with their passports. The U.S. men's national team, broken down bus from their hotel to the venue for the opening game of this tournament, perhaps means this is rather apropos that we have a slight delay to kickoff. The U.S. 5 games, 9 days. For Honduras, 5 games, 10 days. The 1981 Concacaf Championship winner did not qualify in 1989 for the final stages of World Cup qualifying. And this new competition may be breathing life into this Honduran national team. Arturo Carter making his way back to midfield. And it looks like we are inching closer to kickoff at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. $100,000 to the winner. Precisely what Concacaf had in mind. Big crowd, major atmosphere. The perfect crown jewel. Underway in the 1991 Concacaf Gold Cup Final, the inaugural edition, with so much fanfare, perhaps has only exceeded expectation. The United States in blue and Honduras in white. And the U.S. driving forward toward Perez. A game-tying goal against Costa Rica earlier in the tournament. Maybe perhaps turn the tide for the U.S. Clavijo. Murray. turn and the foul from Castro. That's down Peter Vermees. Caligiuri to put it back in play. Hits the dead ball, falls in front, chance, winds wide from Brian Quinn. Well, it doesn't get much better than that for the United States at the outset. And Rivera lucky not to be called to service early on. Brilliant set piece to set up Quinn. And it just caught him up above the cleat. This has been for the United States. Really gaining confidence, one would imagine, from the World Cup qualifying cycle in 1989, then going to Italy despite difficult results there. Defeated Trinidad and Tobago, trailed going into the final 10 minutes. Marcelo Balboa, the game winner. Defeated Guatemala and Costa Rica. And a 2-0 win against Mexico, only the third win the United States against Mexico all time. Previous two being in 1934 and 1980. Brief spell of possession. Amarriba. Calix. Caught the hand of Eric Winaldo. 22 years old, only his second year with the national team. Hard not to be impressed by the dynamic forward whose future seems limitless for the U.S. Lobbed forward and cleared away from Flores. Placed down by Perez. Funes forward, not by Miola. Forward and Vermees struggling now. Juan Castro being given a stern talking to. Not the kind of knock you want to play with after Peter Vermees moving forward. The 1988 American Soccer Athlete of the Year. Well, second set piece from this area. And this time runs over Vermees. Defensive header leads to an American corner. Rivera, the 5'10", 35-year-old Honduran goalkeeper, awaits and swats that away with his offhand. Maybe there's room to run here for Calix. Leads further, the recovery is slow. Flores drives and Miola aggressive off his line. Balboa. Perez missed the 1990 World Cup. The central figure in this 1991 Gold Cup. U.S. maintains possession. Quinn. Good challenge by Funes, couldn't take it away entirely. Perez. The deflection, Martinez. Yearwood. Turn by Alariba. Yearwood. Twice a champion in Honduras. The elder statesman at 35. Excellent ball forward, turned aside. It can be a remarkably quick turn of events for Honduras to get forward. And Eduardo Bennett can't quite squeeze by Balboa. Ball swung across. Came out initially to Winalda and then smashed well wide of Miola by Bennett. Great young player, Eduardo Bennett. His first 3 international goals have all come in this Gold Cup against Canada, Jamaica, and then against Costa Rica. He's nicknamed the Demon. If he scores today, the jury will be out in the stadium, angel or demon. And it's a twice partisan crowd. Perez, poor turnover. Can Honduras make the United States pay here? Well worked. Leaks head on a swivel, drives this long, and thought he had Miola beat. The idea isn't far off from Calix, who scored his first 3 international goals in this competition. A pair against the Reggae Boys of Jamaica and another against the Canadians. For Honduras, they defeated Canada. They're up 4-0 after Canada picked up a red card inside half an hour. Honduras starts the other way. Defeated Jamaica 5-0, drew Mexico, beat Costa Rica in the semifinal. The break is on here for Honduras. Ball played forward for Flores, and that knocked toward the stands. And that's one way to excite this Coliseum crowd. In the end, a throw for Honduras. Second ball wound in. Played back across and denied. This is Yearwood. Sprinting forward, Vermees. Slide by Castro to deny. Bit more direct here from the U.S. Bellarmino Rivera handles that with ease. U.S. largely in control at the outset. I imagine both teams are well aware just how much suffering it takes to get to a final in a competition this condensed. Flores. Miola. Balboa. Murray. Winalda. Terrific bit of skill. Seemed to get tripped up. Rather, he did lose his footing. He may feel otherwise. Honduras does take over here. Funes. Martinez. That's a good flick on. Made along by Calix. And now the U.S. can counter. Down by Murray. And Winalda down again. And the glare back at Juan Castro. Castro has played every minute of this Gold Cup. Third set piece from this area of the field for the U.S., and this perhaps the easiest to deal with for Rivera and Honduras. Gold Cup Final 1991. Long anticipated final. Regardless of who you rooted for in this tournament of the 8 teams. The fact there was a tournament at all is a win for soccer in the Concacaf region. Castro. Away from Zapata. Giving chase. Comes down to him now. Ball laid back toward the penalty spot. Somehow wide. Everybody mixed up for Honduras. And the U.S. nearly grabbed the opening goal of this final. Terrific service. Winalda can't quite swing it inside the post. What a landmark moment that could be for a young player like Eric Winalda. His first cap back in February of '90. Projected to have a major future in the United States. Feels like Honduras is gulping for air right now. Quarter of an hour gone between Honduras and the United States. Ball steered wide. Henderson not quite able to keep it in. Settled by Honduras, given away by Yearwood. Perez. Loaded back across toward Murray. Here's Rivera. Missed 2 games in this tournament due to injury, but has managed to start against Mexico, Costa Rica in the semifinal, and now against the U.S. Rivera playing for the giant Honduras, Olympia. He spent 9 years there in one stint and returning in 1988. And with the national team now over a decade, the Honduran goalkeeper. I think the second half got more of a amusement from the crowd than the first. Here's Winalda. That's terrific. Up the line. Weighted perfectly. And the cross over Rivera. Castro arrived late. All of this set up by the move by Winalda. Bruce Murray is playing for the Maryland Bays. Impressing in his stints getting forward. Perez, who's been steady in possession for the U.S., -1 turnover. Gilberto Yearwood. Zapata. A little trouble holding on to this. And again, it's Yearwood. Taken away. A teetering possession continues. Gorgeous from Martinez, who drives across the 6-yard box and sees it speared out. Clavijo. Well worked, and had it reached Flores, perhaps doubtful he would have been able to lay that into a troubling place. Driven ball, high rising, Yearwood another touch. Clavijo, 34 years old now, pro since he was 16. Arriba. A little trouble dealing with that. Kicked away by Doyle. Henderson plays his college ball 15 miles from the Coliseum at UCLA. Perez a second time. Martinez a little more sure this time that got out. Looking to strike first in this final. Doyle. To Henderson, he lofted that way over. Falls kindly. And hit on the volley right at Miola. A little half volley effort from Honduras. Quinn knocked down by Calix. Maybe something here for Honduras. U.S. had it well defended through Clavijo. Henderson drew the foul. Recovery by Flores and a clear forearm to the back. Splitting ball. Ran even Eric Ronaldo. You see it there, World Cup '94. Momentum building in the United States. Beautiful game. Heading up to the world's biggest stage in 3 years. Today, a glimmer, a taste of that pomp and circumstance. The U.S. seeks their first major international crown. Played forward for Bennett. Trying to combine a second time. A bit off kilter on the service. Takes the space to maintain possession. Side by Balboa. Held on by Quinn. Perez. Well, one interception in midfield. Ronaldo. Back to Quinn. Native of Belfast in Northern Ireland, joined the national team of the United States this year. A lengthy stint of his career in Southern California, in LA with the Sockers in San Diego, and also in Canada. As a foul cedes possession to the U.S. And Alda has some additional words. He has really been battered in the early going. Ball smacked by Murray at Rivera. Can't argue with Bruce Murray's ability inside the 18. He just seems to find space both in the air and on the ground. Most others can't find. Quinn. Winalda. Perez. Quinn. Can the U.S. draw out Honduras in this moment? Delicate flick and a clearance. Much needed for the Hondurans. Directing a bit of traffic, Doyle. Ronaldo. Up ahead and got a piece of Martinez along the way. So an American corner. Ball knocked down in the second effort in. Didn't quite reach its mark. That was enough by Rivera. And now played forward for Flores. That'll stem the Honduran tide. Dropping into a bit of a playmaking role there for a moment. Now Espinosa has rotated into that spot. Espinosa bypassed here, but to Honduras' detriment. Yearwood. For a foul, they won't get it. Just over half an hour gone. Still scoreless between the U.S. and Honduras. Or Milutinovic. 5 languages, but English not his strong suit. He said before this tournament, the skills and tactics not quite at the level of the American players. Their ability to run all day, never quit, remain in good shape. They can certainly run with anybody, but it does appear this is a turning point these past few years, reaching the World Cup, getting through Concacaf qualifying, now to a Gold Cup final. Caligiuri. Caligiuri pulling strings. Vermes, great save, Rivera. Best attacking move thus far for the U.S. Caligiuri doing a great job forcing players to step to him with his cutting movement. And in the end, Peter Vermes, 2 goals already in the tournament, denied by a sprawling save by Bellarmino Rivera, who himself has dealt with some injuries. It's Flavio Ortega. Brazilian-born, experience playing in Honduras. Playing career capped with Firpo, Marathon, and Real España. 45 goals in 110 games in the Honduran top division. That'll draw cheers. Winalda. Perez. Perez, a tremendous sporting tradition from El Salvador. His father and his grandfather played for Club Deportivo Paz. Played in France, now in Sweden, after beginning his career in the U.S. Caligiuri toward Henderson. Wayward off the head of Marco Anariba. Ball played overhead. Didn't reach Vermes. Murray allows it out. Another set piece for the U.S. First crack in the facade, the first injury of this final. Nothing too significant. Talk about a major offensive piece for Honduras. That's Bennett. Corner U.S. Ball bounding down in front toward Balboa. And kept now by the U.S. It's cracked. Big rebound allowed, and Rivera comes out to snare it. Dipping ball made that extraordinarily difficult. Second look at that from Quinn. Rivera remains down. See, that's a tough shot to stop in the beginning as he dives out for this. Players go sprawling over top of him. Checking on that right hand, it appears. Right arm. Trying to shake that out. Twice a Honduran champion and goalkeeper of the year in the Honduran First Division. And has simply rolled over it. Late in this first half, one has to wonder if we'll see Wilmer Cruz at any point. He has started 2 games in this tournament due to Rivera's injury. He's out of Rutgers in New Jersey, played in the FIFA Futsal World Championship, now with the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Final minutes of this opening half, still scoreless between the United States and Honduras. Henderson lost possession. Bennett turns right at Miola. Perez, a screamer, way over the bar. Ambitious effort from a long way out. Didn't really have Rivera off his line. Dangerous challenge by Brian Quinn. Clearly after the ball. Would elevate that leg. Sending Anariba to the ground. Anariba perhaps was closing into a move to Santos last year. He's now spent 7 years with Real España. And he did score the game-only goal for Honduras against Mexico in a 1-1 draw. Especially tired at this point in the tournament. So hard to play. Games with only one recovery day in between in the Southern California heat. Yet this game is at a nice pace and tempo worthy of a final. A little give and go. A rolling effort well off target in the end. Pressure continues from the U.S. Perez. Murray. Wayward cross. Caligiuri. Into Raul Martinez. This deflection falls kindly for Honduras. Their room to splice through this back line. Flores wound that to the far side with no support. as time ticks down in this first half. And with this U.S. team only averaging 25 years of age, I would imagine that the substantial portion of this roster will hope to be playing in a game of this magnitude or bigger in 1993 in the Gold Cup and the 1994 World Cup. And that's clever. Henderson. Martinez. Henderson wins the throw. Knocked it over by Caligiuri. Shrugging off the challenge. Handled by Espinoza. All the way through. Perez can't latch on. Flores drawing the defender. Takes it all the way to the end. Inslee Quinn. The San Diego Sockers now located a couple hours to the south of the LA Memorial Coliseum. Swinging ball, Miola! Had to knock that over. Cool give and go, and the spin on that certainly would have sent it in had it not been for Miola. Perhaps he could have gotten some help from the back post. Dangerous moment there for the U.S. And another corner for Honduras. Arriba getting to the byline. Header! Goes off the stanchion behind the crossbar. Did a lot of work to create the opportunity. Arriba did. Less than a minute of stoppage time needed in this first half. Quick moving. You wouldn't be able to tell 5 games in less than 2 weeks for these two sides. Compelling final thus far. At halftime, it's Honduras 0, the United States 0. second half of play in Los Angeles in this 1991 Gold Cup Final. Only the third all-time meeting between the U.S. and Honduras. And both occurred in less than a 1-week span, believe it or not. U.S. won one, drew one in March of 1965. Ed Murphy scored a goal in each game for the U.S. But this one for all the marbles. Inaugural final in Concacaf Gold Cup. Honduras in white travel left to right in the second half. The U.S. in blue. One of the best opportunities of the first half for Honduras came in the final seconds. The opening 45. For the U.S., they had a series of tantalizing opportunities, both in the run of play and also offset pieces. On the ground, most of that for Honduras. Short of Perez. Comes off the referee. Central. For Honduras a couple years ago, real dip. The pre-Olympic tournament, the Concacaf Championships and friendlies, only one win in a 14-game span, 1987 and 1988. They're 6 unbeaten now. This ball sneaks through. Defenders looking for the flag. Viola, on the other hand, in control from the back for the U.S. Caligiuri. Henderson. Quinn serves the cross. Rivera snags. About someone who can really pull strings for the U.S. in midfield. Hugo Perez. A bit of everything thus far. 8 years now on the U.S. national team. Possession maintained. start to this second half. Algeria. 2 years removed from what's been deemed the shocker around the world. Ronaldo. Beginning this Gold Cup for the U.S. About a matchup with real implications from the outset, playing Trinidad and Tobago. Late game winning goal, trailing late on. So much emotion in that. Trinidad and Tobago. The U.S. side that have some similarities to that team in 1989, but has made some significant changes toward the youth as well. New manager, Laura Milutinovich, Bob Gansel, resigned in February. Behind the play, slow to his feet is Espinoza. Quinn. Running ball down, crowd to its feet momentarily. Vermees continues. Indeed been held back. Algeria, two-man game. Well done, Quinn. His effort scattered to the wind. That's a great step to maintain possession in the first place. See all the cameras, the assembled media, the 40,000 plus fans. Exactly what was in mind when this tournament was conceived. President of Concacaf and every other confederation has their showcase tournament. Honduras and Guatemala. Platense and Olympia for that 1988 Concacaf Champions Cup winning squad. Anderson. Vera, uncontested. He's checking in on Rivera. Away by Castro. Some starting to clamor for changes to the rules in terms of back passes to goalkeepers. Plays like that more exciting. Less of a sure thing defensively. Vermees looking for Winalda and an acrobatic effort to steer that back to Rivera by Zapata. Played long. There seems to be more of a disconnect than there was in the first half between the backs. Forwards for Honduras. This is laced. His body. That's exactly what Zapata had to do. The overlap, Caligiuri combining with Perez. Sprints back. Wind providing pressure. Pressing from Ronaldo. Taking more of a starring role in the last few minutes. Milutinovic looks on. Directing his troops. Scoreless in the second half. Time beginning to tick away toward extra time and potential penalties. Everything we see in this match is unprecedented. Ted Eck moving about on the American bench. Landmark goal against East Germany last July, 2-1 American win. Immense air under the ball toward Bennett. Yearwood. Flicked over the top. Flores too high. Off the bounce, lifted out of play by Canariba. Just a little bit shorter without Janusz Mihalik. Picked up an injury early on in the tournament. Kinnear and Armstrong, their options defensively. Ted Eck, first up for the U.S. circulating option for Honduras, has dealt with an injury as well. He is available off the bench. Played an hour in Los Angeles. Still, we remain scoreless in this Gold Cup Final. Quinn. For Winalda. Supporter rise for Honduras. And snuffed out. Microphone bound. Ball from Murray. Standing by the fourth official. Set to check into this final for the U.S. Looking for a game changer. Under half an hour to play before potentially more time and potential penalties.
Playing for United States, number 5, set X, coming out, number 11,
Eric Winalda checks out. Put in quite the shift. Still 60 minutes. Ted Eck gets his chance to make an impact. Native of Springfield, Illinois. In his third year with the national team, 5 in blue. Perez. First touch, an enticing one toward the line. Murray. Rivera high points the ball with Perez streaking in behind him. Photographers looking for that picturesque moment. Won't get it there. Felix. Here's Vallejo. Then moving for Honduras. Zapata, line back. Caligiuri wants to play quick. Footwork again by Quinn. cleared away, only for a moment. Honduras continues. Away from Calix. Calagiri. Hansel Rostock, his third German club. It's a wayward challenge from Henderson. Calix. Real España's championship winning team in Honduras this past year. Building. Let's won the ball back. Eck. Denied by Espinoza. Calagiri checks in. Now Doyle. Quinn. Turn, Quinn! Rivera lays out and pulls it in. Brian Quinn has been dangerous from distance, and if Eck doesn't get stuck in there, perhaps more importantly, have the presence of mind to leave it for Quinn. Perhaps no opportunity at all. The tide rising now. First meeting between these sides in any competition in 26 years. May well go the distance. This would be a watershed moment for the U.S. They will go to the World Cup in '94 as the host, meaning they will go to back-to-back World Cups for the first time since 1934. For Honduras, they won a Concacaf championship in 1981, second in 1985, but didn't qualify in '89. For them, it would be a return to glory. Taken back by the Americans. Murray. Terrific concept, broken up. Eck, it's spinning out. Ultimately tracked back to recover the ball. Telltale signs of a more aggressive American side. Perez. Header down, leaves open space in behind. The offside flag. Bennett out. And Vallejo in. For Bennett, he picked up an injury in the first half. Difficult to say that made a significant impact on him necessarily. Recent minutes. Playing with Real España, the top scorer in the Honduran National League. See him at the bottom of your screen. this certainly portends an exciting future for this competition. 40,000 in attendance. Coliseum in Southern California, in the United States. Concacaf Gold Cup Final. Scoreless between Honduras and the United States. Referee had eyes on it, allows play to continue. Return to Murray. Lifted up by Doyle. Taken by Perez in midfield. The line it goes, Henderson. His father Luis played professionally in Argentina, then came to the NASL. Center back for this United States side. Community college route, played soccer, but also kicker on the American football team. Moving on to San Diego State, named an All-American collegiate system. Different sets of faces. Between the two contingents. Watching from behind the goal. Yearwood won the ball. Ultimately lost. Caligiuri. Perez tried to swiftly carry that through. Race is on for Calix. And a foul. It's Flores. Time ticking away. Quarter of an hour separates us from extra time. The referee with the interception. Flag comes up. Didn't necessarily save the U.S. Certainly didn't hurt. Could anyone be onside? Such an odd situation. shrug and a smile from Arturo Carter. Handoff Caligiuri. Started there. This slide took out everybody in its path. Caligiuri first. Watch Murray come through. Ball was knocked wide by Zapata. Effort to maintain possession toward the touchline.
Espera esta noche a la colonia hondureña con un baile en el Parque Centeno a partir de las 8 de la noche.
Yeah, if it is.
And it's left foot. Caligiuri caught the arm. Murray is causing so much pain and consternation. Crowd roars. America's most well-known soccer talents, still only 25 years old. The Collegiate Player of the Year Herman Trophy in 1987 at Clemson. Murray will soldier on. Ball drops down. Effort will go careening by Miola and out for a Honduran corner. Yearwood at 35 looking for maybe his crowning achievement as a player. So many Honduran flags. could lead the U.S. a step further than they went in 1990 in Italy. And today would certainly give U.S. soccer belief that Martinovic is the right man for the job. And perhaps that's already been notated after the shock win against Mexico in the semifinal, that left Mexican fans and players somewhat in disbelief. Claimed by Miola. This young American side, such work ethic. See the skill on the ball. Quinn, Perez, Winalda. Future seems bright. Caligiuri. Flores. Quinn. Shut down. Limited Honduran attack. Away to Henderson. Curls well beyond the reaches of the goal. It was fortunate the way that fell for Henderson, all things considered. 19 years old, he was the youngest at the 1990 World Cup, but did not feature in any of the 3 American matches. Debuted for the national team. He was an underclassman at UCLA in 1990. It is a free kick for Honduras. Laid on here. And a wasted one. Goal for either side here. Could secure a trophy as kings of Concacaf. Vallejo backs in. Had an almost silent role since coming on as a substitute for Honduras. Yearwood. Has certainly pushed higher for Honduras as this game has gone on. Henderson slashed it across. Careened off Eck. control. Vallejo center target. Viola kept it in front of him. Vallejo, such a magnificent role in getting this side into Gold Cup at all. 3 goals at Panama. All the while his mother was sick. An incredibly emotional performance. One for the history books for Honduras. Looking for similar kind of magic here today. Forward. And we are going to extra time. This Gold Cup final can't be confined to 90 minutes. Tired legs for both. Their 5th game in 2.5 weeks in the U.S. since these two teams arrived. At full time, with extra time to come, it is the United States 0, Honduras 0. Into extra time we go in Los Angeles in this inaugural Gold Cup final between Honduras and the United States. Peter Vermees and Gilberto Yearwood alongside the referees as they find their direction for these two 15-minute extra time periods in front of 40,000 fans in Los Angeles. Whatever dream you had for this tournament, the reality is that much better. And the king of Concacaf in 1991 may be crowned in the next 30 minutes, if not on to penalties. Honduras in white move right to left in the opening session of extra time. Two 15-minute periods And if we remain level on to penalties. Espinosa off of the American substitute, Ted Eck. Pounding toward the touchline, Flores floats it away with a touch from Murray. Corner, Honduras. Will it be a brief lapse in concentration, drawn on by the fatigue of 5 games in a week and a half? Miola gives direction. Miola rises up. He had that covered with ease. The referee protects the goalkeeper anyways. Tony Miola only in his 4th year as a full American international, and at the age of 22, it appears he has a lengthy career ahead of him. His father, Vincenzo, played in the Italian 2nd Division. Grew up in New Jersey in the American Northeast. Scoreless between Honduras and the United States. Perez pushes ahead. Cross toward Eck. Referee whistles again as Rivera goes sprawling out. Rivera's had some magical moments in this tournament. He's only making his 3rd start, has dealt with injuries, yet proved critical against Mexico and against Costa Rica. Close out the group. And in the semifinal, Anariba. Marco Anariba. Contact again. This time Marcelo Balboa gets planted. Vallejo making friends, is he? Here's Honduras' only substitute. Anariba. Flores. Perez caught him from behind. Anariba. A hair behind Vallejo. Anariba, perhaps close to a move to Santos last year. Outside player has gotten forward with increasing veracity as the match has progressed. He debuted the Central American Nations Cup against Panama earlier this year. Zapata, Funes, Calix. Espinosa shows for the ball. Honduras all the way back. Five minutes gone in this first extra time. Deflection came on to Flores. Vallejo, the back of John Doyle. Doyle who's played in California with the Earthquakes, the San Francisco Bay. It is collegiate soccer, San Francisco for the Dons. Clavijo certainly has some questions. The end, an American throw. Bruce Murray really starting to labor. The hold-up play from Vermees. Juan Castro at his back. Juan Carlos Espinosa. Vallejo. Anariba. And a collision, and Murray a second time. Anariba. And now the Americans drive ahead. Quinn. Perez. Murray toward the penalty spot. Dispatched by Honduras. Anariba. Bypassing Quinn. Calix drops back. Driven forward. Will be with the Americans. Well, Espinosa was involved in that challenge a moment ago with Bruce Murray. He's grappling at the back of his head. Perhaps Murray got the worst of it. Hobbling forward now. He's making occasional glances toward the touchline as well. Will Boromir Latinovic be forced to take Murray out now? Murray's got 15 international goals. But still we remain scoreless now. Murray. Iffy clearance. And back now to Rivera. Here's another look at it. You can see immediately Espinosa grabbing for the back of his head, and Murray going over the top of him a second time. Dominic Kinnear awaits. Perez forward. Vermees has grown into more and more the focal point of the American attack. That may be especially so now that Bruce Murray comes out. Dominic Kinnear checks on. Grew up in Fremont, California. It's about 350 miles from Los Angeles. Perez lashes wide of Rivera. Set up on a tee, precisely how Hugo Perez would have hoped. Still, it takes a tremendous amount of skill and maybe a bit of luck to hit that just right. Time ticking away in this first extra time period. Martinez for Rivera. 2/3 of the way through this first extra time. free kick for Honduras. Lengthy free kick. It's handled by the U.S. Arriba. Will take the space. And now wide. Calix. Arriba again. Vermees tracking back. Hondurans dancing through the blue shirts. Calix again. 3 goals in this tournament. He's 1 off the leading scorer. A goal now simply be game-changing. Falls towards Calix and cleared away from Flores. Vallejo wins a throw. Murray came off moments ago, and his anguish and exhaustion seemed painted on his face. Quinn for Perez. Quinn charges forward. Kinnear with fresh legs charging up the opposite end, but back it goes to Perez. Perez sought Eck. Vallejo elicits cheer from the crowd. No Eduardo Bennett. He came out. Eric Winalda has come out for the U.S. 2 extraordinarily dynamic players. So who is the hero now? Espinosa. Kinnear. He gets his own taste of the physicality of this final. Arriba catching him on the follow-through. Now look at this, Wilmer Cruz up and moving for Honduras. Nino Rivera did miss 2 games of this tournament to injury. Could Honduran eyes be slowly moving toward penalties? If so, is the younger Cruz a better option than that 35-year-old stalwart, Palomino Rivera? Arriba. Espinosa. Slide in, taken back. 4 blue shirts in unison, a 5th to join. And Quinn ripping down Mauricio Funes. Here comes Honduras now. Kinnear slides, stays with Honduras still. Flores from the wing, that'll deflect. And the first extra time period comes to an end. 105 excruciating minutes for these players. The weight of history on their shoulders. The inaugural Gold Cup Final remains scoreless. Milutinovic has an idea he's looking to share. The referee is gesturing to keep the players inside the confines of the field. And Ted Eck, it's a short coaching lesson from Milutinovic. Milutinovic took Mexico to the World Cup quarterfinal in 1986. He took Costa Rica to the second round of the World Cup in 1990. And the new American coach brought in to try and carry this squad just a little bit further in 1994 on home soil in the World Cup. A big step in that direction, and winning this Concacaf title. Second period of extra time. Henderson. Wiped away by Espinosa, shown a yellow card. Only the second yellow card of this match. Hugo Perez. Not too high, out to Kinnear. Kinnear, in slides Martinez. Chance to serve. It's Vermees! Rivera! One hand to deny an American. What could have certainly been a game winner. One hand from Rivera separates Honduras from trailing in extra time. The ensuing corner out to Perez. Served back in and beyond Henderson. This was nearly the moment for the United States. Could have been a goal that trailed very few moments in American soccer history, not the least of which Paul Caligiuri's goal in Trinidad 2 years ago. Espinosa to take a free kick for Honduras. Was that the best chance we're going to get laid on? The referee inserts himself to the action again. Balboa for Quinn. Steps by Yearwood. Zapata to throw. It does appear he'll play every minute of this first Gold Cup. It's a foul throw. Gives the ball back to the U.S. Colleagues can't get it any further. Quinn had an idea there. This is a handball. Zapata again. "20 minutes of extra time gone, 110 minutes played, still not a winner." Good move on Arriba, centers. Balboa got a piece, played forward by Vallejo, away from Espinosa. Surely they thought that interchange was going to break down the American defense. Well, the crowd truly into it now. Service forward. Algieri away. Henderson controls. Perez. A goal here could seal a first major title for the United States. For Honduras, it would be back to the top of Concacaf for the first time in a decade. Caligiuri. Pushes away. Caligiuri. And a goal kick. Zapata just giving that little extra effort. Henderson. He was curling well off target. Only 20 years old. Played his collegiate ball for UCLA. Essentially in the shadow of the Rose Bowl and the Coliseum, host to this 1991 Gold Cup. Rivera continues. The title winner at Olympia and the goalkeeper of the year in Honduras previously. But Wilmer Cruz has been moving around. His gray 25 shirt for Honduras. Could Rivera leave this match should penalties be closing in? Possession in flux. Taken from Henderson. It's a little more wind in Honduras. Vallejo commits a foul. That's Doyle. He's sprawling away. Perez plays alongside Doyle in Sweden. This is excellent. Vermees, ball steered right at Rivera. Gets to ground to deny Eck. Vermees, who's so often found himself in the middle of the field, including a terrific chance in this period of extra time, nearly centered the game winner. Doyle. Perez. Vermees. Henderson slid aside. 5 more minutes. No goals on the penalties. Balboa. Quinn. Kinnear. Henderson. Got the cross away. Dangerous floating ball. Rivera. Driven into by Eck. And Rivera down in clear pain. Cross that seemed to hang for an eternity. Rivera didn't get total grasp of that. Certainly never saw Eck coming. Takes a shot right to the chest. Now the referee is certainly, and rightfully so, always going to defend the goalkeeper there, and the flash bulb in the background only understates the significance historically of this moment. Vallejo lines up 1v1. Help arrives for the U.S. to send Honduras into reverse. Espinosa. Anariba. Followed by Eck. Eck gets into Anariba. Well, Eck is down to his final warning before receiving a yellow card. The referee giving him a stern look. Cross with way too much on it. Kelly sends it right back to Caligiuri. Perez. Caligiuri again. Quinn. Vallejo lost possession. Is there room off on the right? After that previous overload. Balboa's pass intercepted. Flores. Domo Flores. Can he get by Balboa? Excellent recovery. And here is the change. Palomino Rivera out. Wilmer Cruz comes on. Flavio Ortega's goalkeeper at Real España. Wilmer Cruz in his first year with the national team at the tender age of 22. Comes on as the goalkeeper in the final minutes. A goal here would eliminate the need for penalties. Taken by Quinn. And no time at all for the U.S. to get forward. The 1991 Gold Cup Final is going to penalties. And the Americans asking why they didn't get time to play that out, particularly with an injury to Rivera moments earlier. 120 minutes, perhaps the best opportunities of this match, came in the final 15. And so penalties it is. Well, we'll see whether this gamble by Flavio Ortega pays off. Changing goalkeepers in the lead up to penalties. Tony Meola certainly views himself as a specialist in moments like this. The American goalkeeper has exceeding confidence. It'll be 5 rounds followed by sudden death penalties in this Gold Cup final to decide the king of Concacaf. And certainly with 5 million sets of eyes in Honduras focused solely on Flavio Ortega. The Coliseum with its bright lights shining down in the City of Angels. Did he make the right decision? Meanwhile, Bora Milutinovic came into the U.S. seeking not to compete, but to win. They have their chance now. And the question naturally becomes not just who can take a penalty, it's who wants to take a penalty in this moment. Honduras. They defeated Canada 4-2 at the outset. They blew out Jamaica 5-0. 1-1 draw against Mexico. Enough to take them into the semifinal against Costa Rica, a 2-0 win. And now a scoreless draw in the final gives them a chance to win it in penalties. For the U.S., Gold Cup that began with a new rivalry of sorts, a 2-1 win against Trinidad and Tobago, 3-0 win against Guatemala, a win against Costa Rica, an own goal game winner just shy of the hour mark, 3-2, and then their win against Mexico with Doyle and Vernice combining for goals, while Tony Meola kept a clean sheet. Yearwood and Vernice meet for the 3rd time with the referees. Pre-game, going into extra time, and now in penalties. Sheer exhaustion of the players who remain on the field seems clear. Many still laying down near the halfway line. Penalties coming now. Marcelo Balboa. To be awaiting to take the first American penalty. Wilmer Cruz, who came on moments ago, awaits. Referee Arturo Carter has the honors. Cedes the ball to Balboa. Can the U.S. take the upper hand in the first penalty of this Gold Cup? Balboa scores, smashes it with venom. Celebrating with Clavijo. The defender didn't fool Cruz. But still, Cruz couldn't stop it. This is Castro. The crowd roaring. Tony Meola, can he make a stop? Castro scores. (1-1) after one round of penalties. And both goalkeepers guessed correctly on the opening penalty. Peter Vermees, who had a tremendous opportunity in the second period of extra time. Off the crossbar. Immediately to his knees, Vermees knows he's given Honduras an opening here. The second penalty now for Honduras. Anariba trudges toward the spot. Marco Anariba to give Honduras the lead. Save Meola. Level through 2 rounds. And that's a poor penalty. Meola had that red all the way. Hugo Perez, one of the stalwarts in this American side. The dynamic passing playmaker can put the U.S. ahead in penalties. Perez, save! Wilmer Cruz called into service in the final seconds before penalties. Once he's benefited from the crossbar, now he's pushed one aside. And again, Honduras has the upper hand. Are tired legs going to play a role? It's Yearwood, twice a Honduran champion at Real España. Yearwood to give Honduras the lead. And the spin away from the line. Meola's made another stop. It felt like everyone in this stadium, a collective 41,000 plus, held their breath for this moment. Now it's Caligiuri. He puts it in. 2-1 U.S. midway through the fourth round of penalties. And Paul Caligiuri who scored one of the seminal goals in American soccer history, has given the Americans the advantage in this penalty shootout. Are the United States just a few kicks away from their first major trophy? Will Honduras level it here going into the 5th round? It's Flores, the dynamic attacking threat. Domo Flores to level it for Honduras. Calm and cool, puts it by Miola. What a simple, cold-blooded effort. And Wilmer Cruz goes out to Ted Eck. Those two haven't come into contact yet in this match. Eck ran into the previous goalkeeper, Rivera. Perhaps that's part of why Cruz is here. Eck in the 5th round. One hand to that. Eck denied. Wilmer Cruz has put Honduras on the doorstep of a Gold Cup title. Cruz started 2 games in this tournament, and he came in now at the most vital moment. He can't bear to watch. Zapata, the defender, lays the ball down. Thousands of Hondurans here, millions elsewhere watching what'll be a lengthy run-up. Zapata for history, put it over. Life for the United States. A 10-yard run-up, and had he kept it underneath the bar, he'd be celebrating a Honduran title. (2-2) after 5 rounds. And now every kick could be the one that separates the U.S. from Honduras. It's Quinn, the central midfielder, against Cruz. Another save by Cruz. The U.S. have been denied 4 times, 3 times by the hands of Cruz and once by the crossbar. And Luis Calix, who will fall short of a golden boot in this tournament, still has a chance to give Honduras the Gold Cup. Luis Calix to win the Gold Cup for Honduras. Miola puts his hand behind him, able to keep it out. This shootout continues. Pounding this down. And the 22-year-old native of the American Garden State of New Jersey leaves Honduras exasperated again. And can Wilmer Cruz make yet another stop? He's been beaten twice in 6 rounds. Dominic Kinnear came on in extra time. Kinnear to put the U.S. ahead. 3-2 U.S., and now Honduras needs to make their penalty. A stop by Miola secures the American title. It is Luis Vallejo, whose very presence helped Honduras reach this Gold Cup. Can he help them stay alive? He did! Snuck it inside the post with aplomb. On to an 8th round. And Tony Miola was just inches away from ending it. It is Clavijo. Cruz asking that that ball be perfectly laid on the spot. Fernando Clavijo can again put the U.S. on the doorstep of the Gold Cup. He scores! 4-3 U.S. Cruz all out of sorts. And again, the impetus on Miola. One more stop. And the U.S. take this Gold Cup final. Juan Carlos Espinoza. Both of his international goals have come this year. Espinoza for Honduras. Put it over! For the first time, the United States, kings of Concacaf in 1991. Inaugural Gold Cup champions. No one can question Flavio Ortega's move. His exchange of goalkeepers netted more than enough chances for Honduras. But in front of an American crowd in Los Angeles, a Hollywood-style ending. The United States, in penalties, secure their first major trophy. At the end of extra time, 0-0, and in a penalty shootout, the United States over Honduras 4-3 in the inaugural Gold Cup.